great. Well, thank you very much for coming today for our podcast on Beyond Expectations. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, because the sun's shining and
Yes.
I'm working from home, so I'm able to nip out in the garden and get a few rays that have been a long time coming. Need the sun, makes you feel so good.
Yes, it feels like winter goes on forever sometimes, but then sometimes you wish it to come back again. So obviously I'm with Leanne Brown today, and you are such a star. You've done so many things inside your life, and you're obviously going to be doing the Bay Walk for the charity One Woman at a Time, which you're a patron of. So could you please tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, so One Woman at a Time is a charity that sponsors young girls and young women that are subject to female genital mutilation, forced marriage, and gender-based violence. We've working with schools in Kenya to help provide an education for these girls to prevent them from being at risk of being sold, because over there, the boys get priority education over the girls, and the girls get sold by their families to then be married off, and then unfortunately the barbaric procedure of FGM still goes on. So we're giving them an education to give them economic power over their lives, so they can live a different life. They're not just going to be put into a family, and over there the men can have so many different wives as well, so they're not just in one family. There's multiple wives that they're having to compete with as well. So so that's essentially what we do. It's been going since Jean and I started it in 2000 and I'll get it right now, 2017 or 2016. So it's been going strong for quite a while, and we've actually sponsored over 84 girls, and that have put them through education, some through college, and it's over. Did I say it's in Kenya?
Yes.
I thought she said that. Yeah. So because it's very different. It is it's a cultural thing. It's not a religious thing, and it does go on around the world. But Jean, obviously, her travels to Kenya. Jean Anderson, the founder, so she went to Kenya previously, and she was just blown away at the suffering that women have to endure really over there, and she wanted to make a difference, and it sort of went from there. So it's been going quite a while, and with myself, I got involved because Jean did my hypnobirthing with Lola, my third child, and it was a very different experience to the other two births. It was much more serene and relaxed, and it's almost learning how to completely relax your body. So when I did Real Housewives of Cheshire, as you can imagine, it was quite toxic in there. And when I decided to leave, I really wanted to do something that was empowering to women, but also that made me feel good, because I felt like I was in an environment that was just not making me feel good. So I actually got back in touch with Jean, and I wanted to promote the hypnobirthing until she told me she'd been over to Kenya, and she was with another, like a grassroots charity, but she was really compelled to want to do something for herself. So I said, I want to help you. I couldn't even believe that this procedure still goes on, and I really wanted to help raise awareness for it and help her raise money. So that's sort of, and I said, you do your own charity, I'll help you. So that's kind of where it was born. So it was just as I was leaving the show, on the last series, I did a parachute jump, and I raised money for Jean's charity, and then continued to just try and do fundraisers, and the empowerment ball. I did that for 2 years running, and lots of different little fundraisers. We've done the Great Wall of China walk.
Wow.
And we've done a boot camp, bite-sized boot camp for kids, like a family day. And now, obviously, we've done the Morecambe Bay walk multiple times now. So it's a really lovely event.
So what do people expect if they come to the event? What will happen?
Were you from Morecambe then?
Yeah, near there, yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's my dog barking. So you're actually from Morecambe?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jean's actually. Do you know Jean?
I know a Jean, but I don't believe it was the same Jean. No,
I don't. Then.
What did you say? Sorry.
Jean Anderson is the founder, and she actually lives in Morecambe as well. So it's quite obviously Arnside's not too far from there.
I don't
is
live
it?
in Morecambe, but I live very near there. But I spent majority of my time in Morecambe enough to, you know,
Okay.
be there.
Okay. Amazing. So what did you ask me? Sorry.
So I was just saying, what do people expect when they come to the event? What do people expect, and how does it help the charity, the event, the walk?
Okay, so the event it's a lovely day out, and it's really beautiful because it's a family day. So like kids can come, dogs can come, aunties, uncles, nanas, granddads, whoever, and it's just bringing people together, raising awareness for the charity, and it is quite a long walk. So bearing in mind if there's like young children. They would probably need to be carried. My business partner that I do the retreats business with, Sophie, she's bringing little Aria, who's 2, so she's having her on like a backpack. So if you've got small children, that's probably how you're going to have to, because there is. Have you done it before? Have you done the walk?
I have not done it before. No, I haven't. So
are you going to do it? Are you going to come and do it?
I don't know. I wasn't too sure how my mother would feel about walking the.
Does it go to Arnside and you come back to Arnside?
Yeah, do you go back to Arnside?
Yeah, we get the train back, so we walk over. So it starts at 10 o'clock, and it takes a good because we don't run across or anything. We take our time, and there's like a couple of stops, and we're being guided by a tractor.
Okay.
Because there is quicksand.
That was my worry. To be honest, was quicksand. I have a big fear of quicksand, so that was my worry. I wanted to know about that as well. How's that safety aspect of quicksand?
Yeah, so we have to be guided, so it's all very safe. So that's the tractor, and then if anyone gets tired, they can jump on the tractor, which is a bit of a bonus as well. And the kids do love to jump on and like ride on it for a little while as well. So so the tractor's guiding us, and he's obviously very experienced, and he knows where the quicksand is, and he knows how to spot it and stuff. There was the last time we did it, we actually walked past it, and we were very aware of it, and then just touched it. And it's quite scary because you could just go like that, but it's all guided, so it's all very safe. There was last time we had to walk through water up to almost up to our waist, really, like up to the tops of your legs anyway. And you can imagine the smaller children. I remember one of these boy, it was up to his chest, but he was loving it. He was just wading through the water, and it was the day wasn't too cold. I mean, I think it's going to be warmer this time, thankfully, but yeah, it's a really good exercise. It's a good community thing to do, and with regards to the charity, so we do have to pay, because we have to pay the tractor. So we're asking if anyone can get any sponsors, just asking friends and family. Like every little helps, even if it's a couple of pounds here and there. But the payment from each individual, I think, is £20 for adults, £10 for children, £5 for dogs. That will go, a portion of that will go to the charity, but then obviously to pay the tractor for us to guide us as well. So what else was I going to say to you then? So we walk across. It takes about 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours, yeah. And then we get the train at the other side, and then we get the train back, and then you're back at Arnside where you've parked. And there's a couple of pubs on there and stuff like that to sit and have some food or a drink or anything. But yeah, with regards to the sponsorship, if anybody, there is no, my mum was asking me this, because my mum's ended up asking her friends at Zumba and stuff, and she said, I've got £65. I was like, so there you go, and it just shows you, if you don't ask, you don't get. And she's just been asking people like, oh, I can't go, but I'll sponsor you. So they can either donate on the page directly, or if you wanted to set up a Just Giving page, you can do that, or you can just take cash and just hand it in on the day. With regards to how valuable just saying every little helps is, I think it costs £7 a week to pay for a girl's education, It costs £5 for a reusable sanitary towel, and this is a real issue over there. Things we take for granted. The girls have to use newspaper if they're lucky. Sometimes, like, they don't have anything, when they're on the menstrual cycle. So this is a reusable sanitary towel that can be used for months because it can be washed, and so that's £5. So if we could get a bunch of those and send them over, so there's lots of different ways where like little amounts of money can help. And then, of course, if anybody wanted to, they can actually sponsor a girl that is like sponsor each individual girl and then pay a monthly amount to make sure that they get that education continuing throughout their time. So yeah, lots of different ways.
That is very valuable, that, and the fact of seeing you saying about how much money it costs. It might not be a massive amount, but it really does obviously help their lives. You're really helping somebody's life there. When is the actual date for people watching that don't know the date of the walk? When is the actual date and times?
It is the 4th of May, which is this Sunday. So obviously, I know it's a quick turnaround. It's bank holiday, so nobody's got any excuse because you can have Monday off and put your feet up and have a good rest. And like I say, everybody's wanting to do something on bank holiday, at a loose end with the families. So starts at 10 o'clock. I'll send you. Have you got the link to the walk?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can add it to anything.
Yeah, we'll do.
Please the try booking to book in. Send you the link, and then you can book in. So we've got an idea. You can pay just like on the day, but it's best to book on so then we can get an idea of who's coming. And starting at 10 o'clock, and you'll be done for around 3. Sorry, my dog's growling.
What type of dog is it?
The cockapoo.
What's his name or her name?
Marley, he's a boy. Come here. Let's have a look. You coming up? Come on. He's not coming. I'm going to see if I can show him. Come on. Here he is.
Oh, hello. Oh, he's very cute. Very cute indeed.
He's my shadow.
So you touched on earlier on the Real Housewives of Cheshire, obviously going back into the show now. Because it's like a return, what are you going back in for?
So, because it was a 10-year anniversary of the show, they've asked all the housewives to go back and do a cameo appearance. So unfortunately it's not a regular thing. I'm not going back properly. I just went in and I did a few scenes on 2 different episodes, and so that's it. I'm done now. They finished filming for this series. They only do 1 series a year, and that's like they started I think around towards the end of the year, beginning of next. So never say never. I'm not saying that I wouldn't go back and do a few more like little dipping my toe in. It was quite nice to dip my toe in and then come back out and not be embroiled in all the drama. So but same old, like there's still all the little disputes going on, and so it was funny. But also, like the crew and the staff that work on the show, the producers and the cameramen and the sound guys, it was just really nice to catch up with everyone. Because I always say I don't have any regrets of going on the show, even though I found it difficult towards the end. I made the decision to leave. It was like a catalyst to me changing lots of things in my life and learning lots of things. And so I'm very grateful for that, because I'm in a completely different space and I've learnt a lot. I'm not saying it's been easy, but it has been a journey.
Whenever, I watch, the shows, obviously it shows a lot of people's lives. I always wonder what it's like for the person, in the show. How is it when obviously you've got all these cameras inside your life and your friends and everything? What is it actually like to always have that?
It's not as invasive as you think. It is. So they're not following you around 24/7 like the Kardashians. I would presume that they're like a lot more invasive. But because there's a group of us, we have to do maybe 2 scenes in the week, two or three scenes, which will be depending on what's going on. If obviously you're like in the thick of all the drama, you're gonna have to film more. So 2 or 3 scenes in the week, maybe meeting for lunch or coffee or going around to somebody's house talking about the gossip, and then like there's always an end of episode, which will then be once a week. There'll be an event, a bigger event where you're expected to go. That's usually has all the housewives there at the same time. So then that's filmed. But yeah, you get used to the cameras and they become friends. That's what I'm saying. It was nice to go back and see all the behind the scenes, the crew and everything. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay in that sense. I mean, what was hard, to be honest, is initially when you are putting yourself out there and people think that everyone can have an opinion on your life and the way you look and your personality and what you're saying in every single episode, and that was quite hard at first because I was I just thought, oh, I'll just be myself and not doing anything wrong, but you can't be everyone's cup of tea, can you? So you have to grow thick skin quite quickly and know that you're putting yourself on a platform and people are gonna say what they want, and sometimes it's not nice things, and so that was quite tough. And the other thing that I found difficult is it does kind of end up consuming you because you're on the show, you're talking about the drama, then the producers are asking you what's going on, then they're setting up different things for you, then you're looking at social media, then you're coming home, then your friends are asking what's happened, and then it's like a constant. Even though saying it's reality TV, but it becomes your reality because everyone's talking about it and it's non-stop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, that was quite tough, and it was, and especially when it was difficult for me in the end, and it was when I was sad and I was heartbroken and the friendship breakdown and stuff. So that, and then the world sees it, and then so it's kind of.
So do you get like a say on? Sorry, I was just gonna say, do you get a say on what gets out there or not, or do they just put out whatever they filmed? They just put it out.
So you get to see it a few days before it actually gets put out to the public, and if there's anything that you're really unhappy with, depending on what it is. I mean, there was only one time I did this, and that was right at the very end because and it was for good reason. I don't feel like I've behaved in a way that I would have needed to kick off, not like some of the others. So obviously when they kick off and then they don't like that they're obviously putting all of their air in the dirty laundry, so to speak. But I mean, I did kick off at the end, actually, saying that. I did on the reunion. That was like, yeah, I did kick off a couple of times, but it was more about being upset. But that's when I left, when I got up and I was screaming and shouting and like obscenities. But yeah, it was, and I was really unhappy with that, and they did actually, because it was false what was being said. So if they're putting something out and it's false, it's false accusations or made you look, it's defamation of character, isn't it? And you know that then the public already have an opinion. So obviously, if it's not even true, yeah. So that was the only time I did it. So you kind of get a say, but it's have to be for a really good reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes things like that happen, where they only see a clip of it, so then they think, oh, that's the full story, but it isn't necessarily, is it? Just because that clip. Things can always be easily taken out of proportion. I see lately on your social media you talk a lot about retreat in France. What's that about?
So I have now run wellbeing retreats. So I do it with Sophie Baines, who is my business partner, and we do. It's all around wellness. A bit of yoga. It's not a yoga retreat, but there's a bit of yoga, meditation, breath work, sound healing. all things to enable you to reconnect to yourself and go within. And anyone that, I mean, we hear a lot now, everyone's reaching burnout. The word burnout is everywhere because people are exhausted in that working world, and even if they're not, if they're at home, and there's distractions, and we're thrown so much toxicity in the world with the social media and even like for the food and stuff that's not good for us. So it's a complete detoxification that we offer of the mind as well as the body. Sophie is the cook on the retreat, and she makes amazing food, and it's all plant-based, and so it just allows your body to sort of have a break from, if you do eat meat, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's obviously everything's in moderation, and it just allows your body to sort of have a detoxification. And for anyone that comes on the retreat as well, because they get to learn not only about themselves and about how to calm the mind and the anxiety and stress and all the things that we're faced with, but so it's a really beautiful journey that we kind of take everyone on. So I'm really enjoying that as well.
Well, thank you very much for this. I think I'm going to have to stop the interview just because of the Zoom time. But it's been an absolute star, so thank you very much for doing it. And I make sure everybody goes to the walk as well and support the charity and donate or any way they can do it.
Thank you so much. It's onewomanataTime.co.uk.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode of my podcast, Beyond Expectations, on Beyond Radio. Thank you very much, Leanne, for doing this podcast. And don't forget to go on the walk this Sunday and support the charity. And also, don't forget, check out my YouTube channel, Matilda River Walden, on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.